Welcome to this class. This is a car tracker installation and business training. Thanks, and we appreciate you for believing in us to buy this course. We'll not waste your time. Let's go straight into the class. In this class, we'll be discussing car tracker. But first of all, we have to look at the top tracker brand in Nigeria. The people that are doing well in the industry, and that's the company we decided to partner with. To deliver this training to you. And once you are done with this training, we'll be partnering with these guys to be able to leverage on their network to carry out installation from anywhere in Nigeria. You can finish this training and immediately start taking jobs from Port Harcourt, from Abuja, from Lagos, using their network already. They have installers almost in every city, but you have to know how it works, how to maintain, how to install. You know, then you can get jobs. And I usually tell my students, collaboration is the biggest innovation. Once you start getting job on car tracker, you don't have to do it yourself. You just do the management and clients, maintenance management and branding. Just get the jobs and get the guys to do it for you, leveraging on car tracker Nigeria, network all over Nigeria. Okay, so they're very big and they were, established in 2009. Since then, they've been in the industry. The CEO of this car tracker, he's been my friend for the past 10 years, so we're really cool together. All right. So after this training, you'll be able to work with their brands, use the engineer to deliver projects all over Nigeria. So let's go straight into the class. Okay, so this course outline will be divided into 8 modules, which is number one will be introduction. We'll talk about the introduction to car tracking. Then we'll talk about the component of car tracking. Then installation and tool and safety. Then step-by-step installation process. Then the software configuration, maintenance, practical session, where we'll get some of the engineers and we'll track a car. We'll install the tracker. We'll go to take you through it step by step, and we'll talk about the business opportunity where we'll show you how to start your own business around tracking and how to leverage on their network to deliver projects anywhere in Nigeria. Okay. All right. So module one, we'll be talking about the introduction to car tracking system. Straight into the class. We all know that car tracking is basically a technology that uses GPS and GSM to monitor vehicles' locations, right? And movement in real time. We know that it enhances security, like it improves your security. Also, fleet management and driver safety. So modern systems integrate with mobile apps to for remote tracking and alert and report. What that means is that any car tracker nowadays that can't do mobile app, you can't install an app to do all the tracking is not really very smart. Those days we usually send dial the number, then send you a location. But now it's been upgraded to the fact that to the point that you can install the mobile app and start tracking on the app. The mobile app uses Google API for geolocating and for map. So they work together. So we'll explore all that. Then also we'll show you telematics. What is telematics? Telematics combine GPS tracking with onboard diagnostics, which is OBDs, and communication network to provide advanced data insight, including vehicle speed and driving behavior, fuel consumption and efficiency, engine health monitoring, and route optimization. Let me explain. Basically, telematics combine GPS tracking with onboard diagnostics. Onboard diagnostics, that means the car, the location of your vehicle, which is GPS, and onboard diagnostics, which is engine status, your car engine status, your speed, at which you are running, all right? The interval at which you are matching your brake, all right? All this information and fuel consumption, all this information will be communicated to the cloud, which the fleet management software at the receiving end can now download and evaluate. All right, this can help them in some business intelligence and business reports. You can influence how they make decision on the business. This is ideal for fleet managers. Let's say an haulage company with about 10 trucks want to monitor the way their trucks are moving around a particular city or country and see how they are, using their fuel, how they are matching brake, the speed at which they are running, and every other information is going to be generated, all right, using some TCU, which is telematics control unit. All this TCU information will be combined and sent to the cloud. So the fleet managers at their office can analyze this data to make decisions. So basically, we have the telematics center, which is the control center, basically a computer, a laptop running a particular software application. Then, a module, it connect to the internet, then can connect to the cloud and download all the information from the modules from all the vehicles, all the trucks, or all the units. Then this data can be analyzed: speed, fuel consumption, braking interval. You know, it can also be used to monitor geolocation. If you're asked not to pass a particular area, let's say your area you're supposed to cover is between Lagos. If you go out of Lagos, the system will alert, it will show on the map, and we can use that data to query you. You're not supposed to go outside Lagos. Why did you go outside Lagos? Which is geofencing. All right. So all this information will be assessed and analyzed at the uh, control unit, which is telematics center. All right. So basically, it's combination of the tracking features and OBD data, you know, compilation and sending to the control unit for analyzation to influence a business decision, whether to give some staff appraisal or they are not doing well. So you have to use telematics for fleet management and and a tracking system and tracking as a features together. So it's ideal for trucks, delivery companies. If you have a bike fleet of bikes, you can use this uh, telematics and car tracking together. But if it's just your vehicle, your private vehicles, it's only tracking you need just to track and see location. Then also the TCU telematics control unit comprises of this following small equipment. It's a system, so it comprises of this GPS receiver, all right, then the engine interface. So because you need to get data from your engine and report, it has a SIM card slot. Then it also has an accelerometer, you know, uh, modules. Then the buzzer. So when you're overspeeding, it can buzz, ping, 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 ping. You're overspeeding, you're running too much. It can alert you. Then it has the input-output interface. All right. So this is the intro class for definition and explanation of car tracking and telematics. You have to understand this part because as a new person in this business, some job will come to you. They can say, come and track our 10 vehicles together in a particular company. You can introduce the fleet management system to them. So out of this system, tracking is part of the system. It's a complete system. So which is tracking vehicles, getting fuel reports of the vehicles, getting speed limits, the speed at which the drivers are running, getting geofencing information. They should not pass these regions. Once they pass, you get the information. So this is very important as a business person. You need to have all this information. So the TCU collects the vehicle data, via the CAN or GPS. All right, and various sensors. The various sensors are going to be embedded. They collect all this data and send it over the internet, over the network, over the maybe like LTE or GPS or GPRS using the SIM card to the control unit. All right, to the control unit. They send it to the cloud. Then the control unit, which is a control room, on their own system, on their own software, can download all this information, and use that information to make business decision. All right. So this is the end of this class. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. This is class 1.2, where we'll be talking about the types of car tracking devices. Let's go straight into it. The first one we have is the OBD trackers. The OBD trackers are basically a tracker where you can just, this is the picture, you open it, put your SIM card inside, and you plug it, into your OBD port. So every car has an OBD port. If you open your car, if you look towards the steering side, towards your left hand side, down the dashboard, you see this port, the OBD port. So this guy fits in to the OBD port. He gets his power, get his, connection to the car. Then it has a SIM card slot inside where we put the SIM card. So from there you can track your car, with the SIM card from anywhere in the world and know the location of your car. So that's OBD tracker. It's popular, in AliExpress. You can check AliExpress, check Temu, they are there. But some people do not really prefer it, to the other trackers. We have the hardwire tracker. So this is the hardwire trackers. This connect directly to your vehicle's power system for permanent tracking. So you hide it, you conceal it around your dashboard or the area where you have your seat belt. They remove the plastic panel there, then just hide it there, then give you power from there, connect the antenna, connect the microphone, then put the speaker inside, put the SIM card rather inside. So you have to put data on the SIM card and put the charge card, airtime on the card, so you can be able to send text message to you remotely. Okay, so we have the third one here, which is the battery power trackers. These are portable and rechargeable for flexible use, meaning you can move it around. You can put it in your wife's car. Then once you are done, you can remove it. Once you are done, tracking, maybe listening to audio and uh, tracking the vehicle at the same time. You just charge it fully. Once it's fully charged, you use it. Once you are done using it, you take it out. Okay, it's not going to be in the car permanently because the battery get drained and need to be charged. Then the next one is satellite trackers. These basically work, remote location, maybe like the sea, like the desert, area that there's no GSM or LTE coverage. This can be used, because it locks straight to your satellite. You can use the different satellite technology to connect to the satellite and communicate data to you on your application or your ground device to locate your vehicles or equipment. The next one here we have the battery trackers. We're explaining all these devices. We have the battery asset trackers. You can see the device, the picture there looks like that. This can be used for a trailer, for container, because for container, I just want to put it inside and magnet it inside, and you can track from anywhere in the world, or even for trailer. All right. Then it can be used for both of them. Then we have the hardwire tracker. Is ideal for for cars, for trucks, for equipment, because you connect the battery terminal, you can connect the microphone and listen to the audio. But mind you, all this thing has a SIM card except the satellite base that you works with satellite. Every other one here would need SIM card to function. As that there are GPS or GSM or 3G or 4G trackers, they need GSM network for connectivity. All right. Then we have the powered assets tracker. This can be used for trailers and for this kind of equipment. All right. Then we have the plug-in vehicle tracker. This is plug-in. You know, OBD can function at this level also. Just plug it in and you are tracking. Then the advanced uh, vehicle tracker, which is this last one here. It can work with the trailer, it can work with the service truck, then also with our vehicles. So that's basically it. Now, here we'll explain the types. We'll just have the full explanation for you to read. The GPS based tracker, Global Positioning System, which is the GPS, that's what it stands for, is a technology that is mostly common, used in car tracking. It relies on satellite to determine the exact location. So you work with the satellites, with the GSM or GPRS. All right, they work with GSM or GPRS network to transmit vehicle location data to a central server. This is very important. We have the RF tracking system. Then we also have the OBD tracking. This is the explanation which you need to really understand. Then the satellite base, again, we have this particular device which is Oyster 3 LoRa 1, long range 1. This uses the satellite. It connects to the satellites to transmit, data, so it can be tracked from anywhere in the world. Then we have the small Bluetooth and Wi-Fi tracker. These are very common, in the market. You can go to AliExpress or on Temu. You can buy it and test them. Anti-loss devices. They're actually effective also. It's just that they are just for temporal uses. You just charge them and use them for that purposes. All right. So this is actually the way all these guys works. They connect to the network, GPRS or GSM or satellite, and they transmit data to the control server or to your phone. All right. So that's how it works basically. So this is the end of this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. This is 1.4, where we'll be talking about the ethical and legal consideration when it comes to car tracking. Number one, let's talk about you know the uh, consent requirements. Consent requirements for car tracking. You know, you need to let somebody know, let the person know that you're tracking, they're installing tracker in their cars. Especially if you are selling car to someone or you are, Probably in the case of Uber or Bolt or your staffs, you don't need to know. In fact, sometimes I feel like it's better you tell them so they can behave themselves. So because prevention is actually better than cure. So once they know that you're tracking them, they will be cautious and not misbehave, misyan or misdrive or misfire. It gets very important. Let them know that you have trackers on this car so they can behave, so they can uh, apply wisdom in whatever they are doing. The privacy laws it's not really very good to trust somebody without their consent or their knowledge. It's very important. You can violate their privacy laws like that. Let me give an instance. We have a client that bought a car from some people, I think somewhere in Nigeria. And now these people sold a Jeep for her and they put two trackers on it. And I think they had small issues back and forth and they said they want their car back. This guy has finished paying you and you want to collect this car from me. That was a very serious offense, a serious case. And he had to go to Alagbon, which is the FCID Alagbon. They called us to come and you know, check the cars and see if there are trackers on it truly. We brought you know, our devices. We usually do removal of tracker also. We have to come out, we have to bring our equipment to sweep the car. Sweeping means to look out for where there are trackers with our equipment. We have a bug detector device. We'll check everywhere. The bug detector could not see it. Maybe it was well hidden. We have to now do physical search. We search everywhere and we found out there are two trackers that was installed on that car. We had to help them remove it, and it was kept there for investigation purposes. The car is still there. Then also data protection. Let's look at the personal data that collected by tracking system will be secured and comply with law like GDR, GDPR and CCP. California. I don't think Africans has this kind of law like that. So the whole world follows all these Europe and America laws and standards when it comes to privacy and data protection regulations. Okay, then employee monitoring laws. Business tracking company vehicles must inform employees and follow labor laws. You have to, like I said, you have to inform them that they are being tracked, so they have to behave themselves. Actually, it's very good they are aware that they are being tracked, so they can behave instead of you allowing them, like not letting them know, and they steal the car. Now going through the hassle of going to retrieve the car is a lot of work. So let them know so they can behave themselves. This is very important as a newbie in the system of or the business of car tracking and fleet management. You have to know all these policies, all these laws and regulations so you can function better and act better and run your business efficiently. All right. So I'm going to drop the video how we remove that, we retrieve that vehicles, remove all the trackers. I want to put like this video. So the next course now, next lesson, I'm going to watch the video briefly. And after then, we'll end this module. We'll enter the next module. Thank you very much. See you. Welcome back to this class. In this class, we're talking about the benefits of car tracking systems. Let's get straight into it. Okay. Number one benefit that I usually tell people is the safety and security. You prevent theft and you can recover your stolen vehicle. So after this training, leveraging on our network with car tracking Nigeria, we'll be able to help you, you know, uh, retrieve any vehicles, any stolen vehicles with network of police and law enforcement agencies. The real-time monitor, you can monitor your car real-time, check the location real-time. You can have like a tool, you can listen to the conversation that is going on in the car, with the mic that comes with the tracker itself, right? It has a lot of features, trust me. And it can, improve fleet management for companies that has a fleet of trucks or cars, or if you want to do both, you have like 4 or 5 cars, you want to be doing both with it. You can set up a fleet control center where you can be checking, you can be seeing all these vehicles, the way they are moving on the map, the way they are, going around. So you can manage. Then also you can do geofencing. Geofencing is basically drawing like an area that your vehicle or your truck should not go beyond. You should not exceed those area, those mark. You map out a particular point or area on your map. You fence your car in a map. Let's say you want to say this car should not go beyond Abuja. So if you drive, the moment you get to maybe try to cross to Nasarawa through Maraba Yanya or any other border, it's going to alert the control center and they can be be able to monitor, like call the driver to order. And it can will also reduce operational costs. You can know the fuel consumption with the telematics system. You can know what is going on, and you can uh, avoid wastage, fuel wastage, and check how the vehicle is being used and speed, at which they are traveling, braking incessantly. All this it can be checked with our tracking system. Then also, like I said, you're going to leverage on our network to start taking jobs immediately. We'll give you the price list. You just sit down at the comfort of your zone of your homes and just make calls. I have a project in Nasarawa. Can somebody go there? The person will go there, do the installation, protect your brand, and the customer pays you and you remit. All right. So that's the purpose of this training: understanding how everything works, how to install, how to do the business of car tracking, how to make something from it. Right. So this class is going to be very initial practical theory. We'll explain everything to you so you can understand. And next, we'll go to the practical, so you can watch it and understand how it works also. All right, thank you. This is the end of this 1.3. See you in the next class. Welcome back to this class. This is Module 2, where we'll be talking about the components, what makes a car tracking device, a full component, and we'll explain it to you as a beginner, in this game. Right? So, we have the hardware part and the software part for a car tracking. So it's very important to understand these two parts. The hardware parts are what you're seeing on the screen now. This is the mic, you know, then the device itself, the tracker itself, and the wiring and the connection, you know, then the software is the application that can run on your mobile phone and the web, your PC for tracking. It's very important to understand this. So customer will ask you all these questions. You have to be able to answer them and respond, to that question. Then the hardware module, the hardware component, it comprises of the GPS module, that basically captures vehicle location, using satellite signals. All right. Then we have the GSM module. The GSM module after the GPS module, we basically transmit data through a mobile network. So you have to understand that, right? So then we have the power supply and the antenna. This is the antenna here. So that they all work together to form the hardware, the car tracking device. Work together. Then remember that the GSM module will take in the SIM card from any provider. We usually advise a network that is very good in your locality. For instance, in Nigeria, MTN is everywhere you go. You have network almost everywhere. So we advise MTN, and that's how we buy the SIM card in bulk, you know, from them. So you walk up to MTN face, discuss with them that you want a line for business purposes. You register your network and your business with them. They can be giving you SIM at a large quantity. So whatever happened to that number, you're going to be responsible because your NIN is going to be linked to that number. You know, and actually, it's not for data, it's not for browsing. It's going to be on the device, so it's safe. You can use it for your customer and your clients, right? So these are how you run the whole connection, the GPS, the uh, the tracker, then the power supply and the antenna. They all embed, they work together as a complete system. There's an interconnection between them, and the mic is also connected to the device. So in case you want to hear audio of the conversation in the car, then also is optional anyway. Some people don't want it; they just want the normal device without audio. So that's how it works basically. All right. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back to this course. This is 2.2, where we're talking about software component of car tracking system. Let's go straight into the class. Software components are the programs and applications that process the data collected by the hardware. All right. So now, the hardware actually send data to a software. The hardware is in your car. The software is running on your phone or on a system, or it can be cloud-based or web-based. All right. So the tracking platform, which can be web or mobile, for monitoring vehicles. The data processing system, which analyzes and stores tracking data. So there's a system, all right, which is cloud-based. Then user interface, which display the real-time, and location, and alerts and reports. Right? So you have to understand this part that every tracker has, you know, the hardware which will be installed on the car, then the software which is running on your phone or on your system, then the server or data processing that's cloud based. So most of the time, those days, tracker usually operate on text message. You send a text, then reply with the text message with the location of the vehicles. You can click the link, now take it to Google Map. But nowadays, every tracker manufacturer has their own platform, their own softwares. Then most manufacturers, they made their trackers to be able to interoperate with other softwares, other platforms, so they can even be able to sell more and sell more to more brands. So they make their hardware open source, so you can integrate with every other platform in the system in the market. Okay, so this is basically how it works. This is a tracker. It communicates via GSM or via satellite, which is the hardware. Then you talk to a server, which can be a cloud-based server, right? Then either from the server to the monitoring center or straight to your mobile app on your phone. All right. So mobile app can just be the one controlling the monitoring center, or the monitor center is the web software or a cloud-based web application that is running on your PC. You can from there to do complete fleet management. You can check a device and their data and information about the fuel usage, the way the person was braking, the audio conversation in the car, you know, and the speed at which the driver is running. You can check it with this software on your system. So you have to know this part. That software, you have to understand the software part. We'll get to the practical side where we're going to be running the mobile app on a system. We'll run you the mobile app on the laptop and the on the phone, and we'll show you step by step when it gets to the practical side. But you have to understand all this part first. All right, it's very important so you can have a solid foundation in the car tracking, uh, industry. So this is the brief. Then also you can even carve a niche for yourself for container tracking. These devices can also work as a container tracking and vehicle tracking also, because it's battery powered and they are real-time tracking and timing system. Look at the features. They are very intelligent. They have a good power. You can import all these things from AliExpress and buy a particular number and start selling for yourself. You can carve a niche and start just focusing on container. There's a lot of money in the maritime sector if you can tap in or use your connect to just enter that system and start making money for yourself. All right. So this is the end of this software section. I'll see you in the next session. Thank you. Welcome back to this course. In this course, we're talking about the installation tools and safety for car tracking system. As a matter of fact, the installation tools you need is just basically meter, your screwdriver. Your meter is going to be used for checking of voltage. Multimeter you can use to check your battery terminal to confirm the voltage on your battery. Make sure that it's okay. It's up to 12 volts, and you can charge uh, you know your tracker device if it's one that has battery inbuilt. And you can use text for light because there is power that's coming from the battery. You have to be able to locate the cable that has power on your car wiring system. The screwdriver, just for basically screwing and unscrewing. Then you need your cable ties, then insulated gloves and safety glass, which are optional. As a matter of fact, since you're going to be working with our trackers and our electricians, the rewires, they know they have all these tools already. They can just be the one to do the connection while you do the programming and configuration yourself. As a matter of fact, you can also trace the wire. We'll show you when we go to the practical section where you can look out for the positive and negative of the power that comes from the battery. Then use your meter to read it and be able to tap from it and link it to your tracker to power your device. This is very important. Okay. Then you need your system, your laptop or mobile device to do your configuration, and also your fuse tabs and connectors, just for safety and it allow you to save for safe connections to the vehicle power supply. It's very important to get this ready. And like I said, because as a new trainee, you need to allow one or two installations to be done in front of you by your rewire. You know, we'll show you the practical, but you have to, just stay with them, let them do it with you, so you won't, have issues or damage somebody's car. Okay, we had that issue before, that same issue in the past, whereby an installer that is not well experienced went and connect the wrong cable in somebody's car. All right, so it's very important. You have to go to site several times and watch the practical properly to be able to carry out installation yourself. Right. So this is the end of this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. This is safety precaution for car tracking installation. This is very important, as you'll be called to come and track expensive vehicles that are worth hundreds of millions or thousands of dollars. So you have to be very careful. You have to go with the professional. Okay, so let's look at the safety precaution. You have to disconnect the car battery once you want to start your connection to prevent electrical shocks and short circuits. You have to just disconnect. So sometimes with the proper tools, which is like your tester, you have to locate the one that has live and positive and negative, which is the red and black DC from the battery, to be able to connect it to your tracker. Then work in a well ventilated areas is very important. Open in an open space that fresh air coming in. So it's very important. Then also follow manufacturer's instruction. You have to look for the car's, guide manual. Don't just assume. Look for the car manual. It's very important. Don't just get people's car and start opening it and start. So sometimes what we usually do is to get rewires. That's some train rewires, car rewires that we're going to connect you to for quick installation also, depending on your location. Or we use our existing engineers. By the time they do two, three installation in your present, you'll be able to locate. Because if you show you the practical now with a particular vehicle, you might go and see another vehicle that's different from what they taught you, and you'll be confused. So with the aid of electrician, you can just delegate that to them, all right, to do the installation and mount it for you. So I usually tell people that collaboration is the biggest innovation. No man is an island. You cannot work and do everything by yourself. You have to collaborate. You can be more efficient and be able to deliver more projects, right? So let's just also keep a fire extinguisher nearby. It's very important in case of fire, so you can quickly extinguish the fire. Then also let's look at the workspace preparation. Number one, you have to choose a clean and well lit area. Is very very important. Clean and nice space. Then ensure proper ventilation. Then arrange all your tools. Arrange your tools and ensure a stable work surface. Then check power availability. Then keep fire safety equipment ready. Then also safety is very important. Let's follow the standard and the rules. And most of the times, if you've been doing this regularly and all the time, you might not need some of this equipment again because you're already used to it. If you wake you up in your dream, you can even just quickly carry out an installation. All right. Even our engineers that does fleets of vehicles and trucks, they don't really go for they don't use most of these tools again because something they've been doing frequently. They know the right cable, they know the cable, they just get the cable and quickly connect. So collaboration is the biggest innovation. So get ready to collaborate and work with other people. It's very important. Then let's look at preparing vehicles for installation. Then the wiring basics. Okay, you have to understand the vehicles. I said in the previous class, you have to understand the vehicle you are installing because these vehicles and the manufacturers, the wiring topology and system are different. So you have to be able to study the guide. Sometimes you have to go online and check for the ask AI, ask Google this car year and model. How is it? How to locate the positive and negative cable from the uh, you know wiring system on the vehicle is very important. Then you have to gather your tools, then connect power and ground is very important. Then route wires safely, then test and verify. You have to test and verify. Then route wires safely is very important. You have to tape all those points. Sometimes you have to ensure that those electricians they tape all the wires to avoid bridges and contacts. So this is very important to have a efficient and standard installation. Okay, so this is the end of this particular uh, module 3. I'll see you in module 4. Thank you. Welcome to module 4. In this module, we're talking about the step-by-step installation process for car tracking. You have to know this information. We'll talk about the pre-installation checklist first, which is number one, compatibility. You have to ensure that your tracker you're about to install in the car is compatible with that car. Which, for instance, if a client wants only tracking, he doesn't want to stop his car or off his fuel or his ignition, you have to get a tracker that can work with just tracking. So you're just going to be terminating only battery to the tracker just for it to back up the tracker only. Then you have to also check tracker functionality, the features and function of what the client wants. Does the tracker has it? This is very important. You have to get a reliable SIM card. We usually advise MTN SIM card because MTN is everywhere you go. They have good network really everywhere. But in your region that you're watching this video from, it depends on the network that that is okay, that is reliable in your region. You can use that network and make sure that you have recharge card and data on that SIM card already. All right. Then also check for precaution. Safety precautions very important. In case of fire, have your extinguisher, have everything around. It's very important. Nothing should happen, but in case. Then also ensure that no one knows the device location. Nobody should know where you are installing the device. For instance, you have a driver for the owner of the car. The driver should not be there when you are doing installation. Even the owner should not know where the car tracker is installed. Okay, this is very important. You have to also gather your required tools, all your tools that you need to do the installation, your plier, your cutter, your tape, all these have to be available. Then small wire that you can use to join to tap from the battery terminal, which is 12 volts from the source, from the player, the device, the car stereo player, the power that enters it, you can tap from there. You can tap from different locations. You just have to get your meter also to test where there is current. All right. Then also ensure network coverage in that area of installation. Let's assume you're installing in a particular location. There should be network in that area, and your SIM should be ready with data on it and a recharge card on it. Then you have to disconnect your battery terminal. Once you've seen your power source, you can now discover your battery terminal to do your connection and tape. Ensure then get an experienced rewire for luxury vehicles. If you want to do a luxury vehicles and you are not really experienced as a new person in this industry, you have to look for somebody that's already experienced to carry out the first installation for you while you watch how he's doing it and ask questions also. So we have one of our best installer in Ikoyi in Lagos. The guy is very reliable. That's who we use. So we can link you up with him for further collaborations. So like I used to tell to people, collaboration is the biggest innovation. No man is an island. You know, you just have to learn how to work with people so you can get more jobs, you can deliver more jobs at the same time. All right. So this is the end of this particular uh, you know lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back. This is 4.2, where we're talking about the installation steps. We have to explain this side to you. You have to understand this side because what differentiates you the from you, that is getting trained and the normal person that just stumbling upon all these things by himself is knowledge and information. This information that you're having it's going to help you, propel you to be able to do better. And when we get to the practical session, you'll be able to connect all these dots and you do better. Number one, choose an ideal location. The tracker has to be installed in a very hidden location that nobody knows the location. Nobody knows the location where it's installed. All right. Then number two is disconnect the vehicle battery. The battery terminal should be disconnected. All right. It's very important to avoid short circuits. It's very important. You have to disconnect the battery terminals of your car. Then identify connection point. You have to locate power source. Power source. That's the 12 volts. Then ignition wire. The ignition wire, because that's the way the tracker will send command to off the car, to off the engine. All right. Then the ground connection. The ground connection is the body of the car. All the body of the car. There is a point where you can just screw to the body of the car. You see some screw. You just tie to the body of the car. That's the ground. It's very important. You have to locate all these points. You have to connect power wires that attach the tracker power to a 12 volt power source, a constant 12 volts. Don't go and put it where if the car is off, it will not get 12 volts. It has to be direct to the battery. So you have to locate it with your meter. When we get to the practical, we'll show you how to locate it. Then you connect to that particular point. Then you connect your ignition wire if required. If required here, it means that if you want to be able to stop your car with your tracker, the ignition wire has to be connected. So you can turn off the engine, of the vehicles. All right. But if it's just for tracking purposes alone, you just want to track, the only thing you need is just power, which is the battery, 12 volt and ground. So you can track your car, know the location, hear what they are saying, but you cannot stop it. And sometimes we usually advise people, don't stop the car, let it be moving. Just know the location, be able to track it. Then you go and retrieve your car. If you go and stop it in the middle of the maybe in the middle of nowhere, middle of the forest or middle of the bush, can you go there to go and retrieve it? Let them drive it to the city to a normal road and you're able to track it. So it depends on your requirements. Then some people will say, once the tracker, is connected to my ignition, if anything happens to their car, maybe before it finishes in their car, they'll call you, my tracker guy, or before it has finished. So it's better you understand, you know, this both sides. And sometimes your client, if you find a client that is already troublesome, always giving you issue or queries or doubting himself, you just have to do the normal tracker for him. Let him be able to track, know the location, and hear what they are saying in the car. But he cannot use the tracker to off his engine because if anything happens to his car, he will call you, say you are the cause. So you can defend yourself and say, no, I did not touch your ignition wire. I only connect my battery terminal to your car battery just to charge my device only. Okay, so let's continue. You have to secure the wiring properly. That's why you have to get cable ties and tape and insulate all those wires to avoid, damages or short circuits. Just imagine somebody getting a car, an expensive car, and something happen, wiring, issues. That is going to be a problem. You're going to pay for it. All right. Then insert your SIM card if applicable. Some trackers are using eSIM now, eSIM, and some are physical SIM. Put your SIM inside, then test the trackers. Then you connect the battery first. You connect the battery, turn on the vehicle, do your verification, dial the number of the tracker, let it send you back his coordinate, or do your mobile app installation and add the tracker to the mobile app. Very simple. All right. The next is fix the tracker in place. Put it in a place that is well hidden, and let it be showing up. Let it face up. Where you have the same or you have the terminal where it's showing light, let it be facing up in your car. It's very important because the that area has the same card and the GPS positioning system. You need to be facing up to the satellite. It's very important. Then reassemble the panels and final checks. You have to put this thing back in order the way you met it. Put it back, arrange it back, you know, the way you met it is very important. But for OBD installation, OBD, all your cars, every car has OBD ports. So you can get the tracker that is OBD, which is this step 2. Just plug it into that OBD. It already has an eSIM inside or SIM card slot inside. All right. So it gets power, get everything from this OBD port. Then you can track it from anywhere in the world. Then if it's for battery power trackers, just put your SIM inside and just magnet it to your vehicle because it's battery powered. It has a SIM card inside. Then it has a magnet with it. You can put it under the vehicle, just magnet it. That's plug and play for quick tracking, for investigation purposes, for research purposes. It's very important to know how to deploy this one too. You know, also, and this is the ID tracker location for a car. You can see the locations now. You can explore all these locations. uh, it's very important. And also, if you are called to come and uninstall tracker for a vehicle, we have a scenario like that where somebody, you know, got a car and the car has two trackers in it. The person did not even know, and they had the police issues, police case. We were called to come and retrieve and locate the tracker location, tracker, and remove it from the vehicle. We have to do two approach because the 2023, 2022 Lexus Jeep is expensive. So we don't want to start doing guessing work. We have to get our bug detector device and sweep. We swept the whole vehicles, check everywhere. We could not detect it, because it was hidden in a very, very uh, coded place. So this bug detectors usually scan for signal, for anything that has signal, that emits signals like antenna or router, network devices, or network SIM card location. We swept, we could not see it. We have to use the second approach, which is checking all these possible locations where they install trackers in the vehicles and checking out for different wire and connection and termination. We're able to discover the tracker, and that project is about 800k. We charged the client like 800,000 naira, and he paid. He paid 800,000 naira, and we did it for him because it's not a small car. It was a serious case because we had to go to the police FCID in Alagbon to start doing some investigation All right. So you have to know all these locations as a tracker installer and as a professional because you can make money from different angle. It doesn't have to be tracker alone. They can call you for retrieval. Come and detect if there is tracker on this vehicle. You have to know all this information. You go there, carry your rewire. Most time advice go with a rewire because a rewire will lose every part of the car or a panel beater or rewire. Rewire is better. You can lose and fix it back the way it is. But if you want to do it yourself, it can be a bit stressful. You are removing, you can be sweaty. You are not used to it. But a rewire normally open car and they lose it back, they close it back all the time. So it's easier for them. All right. So this is the end of this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. In this class, we'll be talking about troubleshooting common issues when it comes to car tracking. Every installation in this world have its own issues and problems. As a professional, you have to know the common problems and what to do when it arises. Number one, let's look at the tracker not powering up. You do your wiring, do your connection, there's no power. All right. Number one thing you have to check is your ground. Check if the power and the ground connection are secure. Like I said, for the power of your tracker is coming from the battery positive and the battery negative. All right, so it's very important. So most of the time, the battery negative is always connected to the body of the car, where the positive is always direct. There's a wire you have to locate for positive. Check your positive and negative and ensure that they are well tested with your meter and you are reading 12 volts. You can now do that and link it and be sure that it's getting to your tracker for power. Then also number two, verify that the fuse is not blown. There are fuses also in your fuse box or the fuse you are using to do your connection is not blown. Ensure that it's working well. All right. Ensure the vehicle battery is providing power. The battery is intact. That the vehicle battery itself. That's how to solve that problem. Number two issues you can also face is no GPS signal. All right. So to solve this issue, you have to ensure the tracker is placed away from metal obstruction. Like I said, let your tracker be facing up. Don't face it down. So GPS is like the device is communicating to the satellite. So it has to be well positioned. Don't just drop it anywhere in your car. Let it be facing up. The area that has the light, the indicators, the SIM card, let it face up. All right, very important to have a good communication and better signal quality to the satellite. All right. Also check if the tracker is in an open area with a clear sky view. Like I said, sky view is important. Let it be seeing the sky. All right. Restart the device and wait a few minutes for signal acquisition. Just like your phone or your devices in your house, you can always reboot and reboot and reboot. Okay, so that's how to solve that particular problem. Sometimes no GSM network, just like your SIM card. Know that your tracker has a SIM card, just like your phone. And sometimes your phone will just blank out and it will not work. It will not be making calls or doing. It's affecting your trackers too. What you do is to give it time. Give it time. But number one, check that your SIM is properly inserted, just like in your phone too. You can also check, ah, is there, network on MTN? That's the particular network you are using at the particular time. If you are not getting network on your tracker, you're not getting signal, or you can't reach the number, confirm where the car is parked. Are there network on MTN or Glo or whatever network you are using in that area? It can affect your tracker also. All right. Then also verify that the tracker is in a good area that has good network coverage. Like I said, network coverage is very important. So it happens sometimes. They steal somebody's car, they are trying to track it, you cannot reach it, give it like few minutes. Maybe it's driving in an area that does not have network, area that the reception is very bad and poor. You have to give it time, maybe like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and let it drive away from that dead spot or bad signal quality area to a good quality area. That's why sometimes usually advise don't stop the car. Don't learn how to stop car. Don't be stopping the car. Let it drive and park. Then in the middle of the night or early in the morning or when the car is static, you go and retrieve the car. But if you stop it, let's assume it's on the highway, it's in the bush, it's in the forest, you can even jeopardize and the vehicle or the property. So just allow it rest in a very good area that you can see the terrain that this area is secure. You go there with your police or security agencies which will connect you to also for car retrieval is very important. It's not just to do tracking business. Do you have the network to retrieve vehicles when there are issues like this? We'll link you up with Alagbon, FCID people to be able to retrieve cars and solve issues like this. All right. So it's important to have all this information before you enter the tracking business because we're going to give you like an head start so you can know how to attack the market and excel in the business. This is the end of this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome to the Module 5. This is Module 5 of this, which we call the software configuration. In this side, we'll explain the software configuration for you. You have to understand the theory. Then when we get to the practical, you'll see the step-by-step setup of the software. It's very easy and straightforward. It's not really difficult at all. So let's just go straight into it. Right? So it's very easy. Just know that every device has its own platform, have its own software it can work with. Yet, so there are some open source platform that takes almost every devices in the market. We're going to get to that software. We'll talk about them. There are a lot of them, but we'll just choose like one or two to discuss. All right. So basically, the step is very straightforward. You just download the tracking application based on the device you have. Sometimes, if you look at the pack of the device or the carton, you'll see this is software to download. This works with this software. Then most of the time, manufacturers just make the software open so it can work with different platforms. So depend on the kind of software you or the kind of device you have. Some of them support mobile app, some support web platform, all right? So it's very easy. Just go and create an account with your email address and phone number and password on the manufacturer's dedicated software platform. Then you log into your account. All right. So like it's written here, check this user manual. Every device has a manual. You see the guide and the software it's using. We don't want to lock you to a particular device. You're able to work with different platforms and different devices. That's the aim of this training. You're not supposed to say, it's only this device that can work with. We'll open you to different source and different software and device manufacturers. So they all work with the same principle. Download this software on your phone or log into the platform on your PC, then create an account and add a device. All right, they have their different geofencing uh, policies and rules how to set it up, but they all work with the same principle. For this training, we will be showing you about this brand called GPS Works. It's an open source platform and it's very reliable. It's very, very reliable. When we get to the other car tracking partners, you will see their own software and their own mobile app. But for open source, GPS Works is a reliable brand and they are almost everywhere. They support different devices, different machines, different hardwares. You can see they work with different customers all over the world, so that they are reliable. They have mobile app for Android and iOS, and they have for a PC also for fleet management. You can also track anything with GPS Works. I've personally used it for, tracking my friends and family. It's easy. As far as they have a device that has an IMEI number, you can track them and see their location real time. All right. You can track anything with it, be it your car, your bike, your kids, your husband. This is another avenue where you can make money for yourself. You can just set up a platform and people can buy into it to track their family members, to track their husbands, to track their wives and their kids on GPS Works. There's a lot of ways to make money in this economy. You can just create a niche, carve a niche for yourself in tracking, which can entails not just vehicle, pets, husband and wife, and their children can be tracked, provided that they have a mobile phone, they have a tracking device. You can do like a portable devices in the children bag or in their briefcase or something, just for you to be able to track. We've tested this brand and it's working well. So we can recommend them any day, anytime. This software, you can do your research on them. Also, is open. GPS Works. You can Google them. I like this their plan of this $9.97. You can just do for small family. This is what they pay every month. You charge them maybe like times two of this, and you subscribe to them for the whole year, right? And they can track on their mobile app. They can just, for instance, you can even track your phone. Just add the IMEI number as a device, and you can know the location real time of all these devices because they work with the GPS. Your phone work with GPS. You have to enable GPS and make sure it has an IMEI number and you can track it from anywhere in the world. So this is a very good way to make money for yourself in this economy. Just check GPS works out. They are very nice and their product is flexible. All right. When we get to the practical, I'm going to be setting up and adding a device on my Android phone so you see how it works step by step. All right. So see you in the next class. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. This is 5.2, where we'll be talking about pairing devices with the mobile application or a desktop application. So it's very straightforward. You have to understand that after installation, after placing your device on these vehicles, hiding them in a particular location, you have to add your device to the application. So it's very easy. You're going to be using the IMEI number or serial number of your device, which is tracking device inside the vehicle, to add it to the software application. And most of the time now, most of these devices has a QR code that you can scan from your app just to add them. It's easy to add. Just ensure that your SIM card is properly placed inside your device and is working well. All right. Then add the IMEI number. And now you have to configure your APN settings. Normally, by default, some if you just place your SIM, some just take APN automatically by default. In some cases, you have to know the network you are using and manually key in the APN numbers, which I'm going to show you when we're doing the practical side. But most of the time it's automatic. You just get the APN automatically. All right. So you have to ensure that the SIM card is activated and it has data and recharge card on it. It has internet connectivity on it at all time because these devices are sending data over the internet, to the server. So the device and the mobile application, mobile phones can view and see this guy real time from anywhere in the world. So they need data to work. So they need recharge card also to be able to send the SMS. When you dial the number, they reply you with a code. The code is the coordinate. Coordinate is longitude and latitude of a location. So with longitude and latitude, it also comes with a link. Once you click the link, it takes you to Google Map to be able to track your device. You can track by dialing the phone number. You can also track by using the mobile app. So for you to track the mobile app, there has to be data on that same card at all time. So you can send data to the SIM card via your phone. All right. So next is to sync the tracker with the app. So you have to restart the device. All right. Restart. Let them marry each other. Let them connect. Then go and check your mobile app. Let it make sure it shows online, or on the mobile app. Let it show online, or if it shows online, that means the thing is active, is up and running. You can start using it. We'll do the practical when we get to that point. We have to understand this side first, the principles that is guiding the tracker setup. This information will separate you from the quacks and the professionals. You have to know that, okay? Because anybody now will tell you install tracker. Do they understand this principle? Do they know the hardware side and the software side and the wiring side, and troubleshooting and customer retention and acquisition? We're going to teach you all that in this training. All right. So pairing the device with applications, you have to test the connectivity. All right. Check if the real-time location updates are accurate. Check if the actual location you are getting actually, if they are actually up to date. All right. You can test a command. Send a test command, ag location, request energy shutdown. That's if your device supports it. You can't just do it if your device don't support it. You have to understand this whole thing. When we get to the practical, we'll be demoing. You can now ask all your questions practically, and we'll be able to attend to it. All right. So we want to be straightforward, no wasting of time. This is the end of this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. This is 5.3. We'll be discussing configuring alert and notification. Basically, you need to understand that, you know, once something happened to the car, maybe he enters the wrong, you know, uh, like he go beyond the geofence location, alert and notification. You have to enable event and alert notification on your phone, on your application, on the mobile application. These are very important because your clients might need it. You need to understand how it works, how to enable it. I'm going to be showing you on the practical how to enable notification on your mobile app. So once a car go beyond a particular location or something like a vibration and alert and every other thing, they can notify you on your phone real time. There's sometimes some people tell you I don't want it because It can kill my battery, can drain my battery, but you have to know as a software, as a car tracker installer, these are the questions they will ask you. And this is what will set you apart from a normal local installer and a well-trained, professional installers that understand the hardware side, the software side, and the troubleshooting and market survey and client acquisition. All these things are very important. So you have to be very broad so you can be able to win yourself more deals and more contracts. All right. So these are the essential alerts. They have to look at the movement alerts, geofencing alerts, overspeed alerts, tamper alerts. This has to be enabled on the software side so they can receive notification from the device. So next thing is we'll talk about how to choose a notification method. Most time we'll prefer and we'll advise people to activate push notification. Push notification just beeps on your phone. It does not consume the SMS uh, credit of your SIM card, because if you allow SMS alert, it's going to be eating up your device recharge card. All right, and that's not very cool. So push notification is notifying you via the application to tell you, oh, geofencing alert, overspeeding alert. Then some application has email alert that it can send you a mail when something happen, when this person, probably go beyond the geofenced environment. It can send you an email alert, but that's uncalled for or not really necessary. So I would prefer you activate push notification, which just beeps on the application and let you know. But mind you, it's not every application that has it. It's not every mobile application for car tracking that has it. So we have to work within the features and function and scope of the device you are using and its application. But you have to know all this information, you know. So once you are deploying, know your client requirements and know what is not obtainable. So you discuss this with them from the onset to avoid uh, you know, problem and issues. Trust me, there's some customers that are very troublesome. You have to be ready for them, right? By equipping yourself and knowing enough stuff and know how to go around issues like this. All right. So this notification is brief. We'll do the practical. We'll just show you how to enable them. Thank you. See you in the next class. Welcome back to this class. This is data interpretation and reporting, because you need to understand this side so you can be able to, in the case of fleet management, you need data reporting and interpretation. So you can be able to explain to your customer how they use the software, how to decode all the information. And this is about a particular platform you are using. It differs from software to software. Okay. So you need to understand the key data tracking, the key tracking data for your tracker. Number one, you have the real-time location. You have to be able to identify your real-time location and be able to explain it to your customer and how to solve problem about real-time location. For instance, there's no data on your SIM for your tracker. You might not be able to get real-time location. So you need to recharge the data of that SIM card so it can give you accurate data. But sometimes if you have like airtime, you can dial the number so the tracker will reply with an SMS. The SMS is more accurate. That's in case there's no data on the SIM card for you to track on the app, on the mobile app. So you use SMS, which is dialing the number of the tracker. The tracker reply with the coordinates via SMS. So that coordinate can be used to track real time. It's more accurate, in the case of data blankout on the SIM. You need to understand trip history also. You can actually check history. Like yesterday, you can put a date, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, and see the history of the vehicles. Where and where did they travel to? Where and where did they go to? The stops and uh, the speed is running. You can see it on the map. You can play it back. The way you play back your CCTV camera footage, you can play back history of the way the vehicle is moving. But mind you, most tracker platform, software platform has these features, but some do not have it. So if the tracker platform or software you're using does not have it, you cannot generate this report or this history. You cannot see it. All right. Then we have the speed reports. So you can see the speed at which the car is moving and running, the idle time, the time it's spending in a particular location. You can see it. Oh, this car spent 10 minutes here. From here, it moves to this place. From this place, it spent another 13 minutes. You can see the idle time report. Then geofencing. The geofence report. Okay, how many times did this car leaves this geofencing region? Let's assume that it's meant to be in Lagos all the time. If you drive away from Lagos and to other states like Ogun State or Ondo State, you will see the report. You can see. I can actually tell the car, the device, once this car leaves Lagos, shut down the engine. Once this car leaves Lagos, notify me or notify the surveillance center. These are instructions you can give to your device. All right. They can also see alert logs, all the alert notification and logs. You can generate it and see all these reports on the mobile app or on the system-based application or the cloud-based application. All right. So generating reports is very easy. Just according to the platform you are using. This is peculiar to almost all of them. You just open the platform, which is software, and go to reports. Go to report and study all the reports. So whatever report that is there, you should be able to generate it, except it's not enabled or your tracker does not have that function or that features. All right. So you can just select type of report, whether it's history, whether it's speed violation, whether it's geofence activity. Select the report and choose the date range, just like the way you play back your camera. Choose your date range and specific vehicles for the report, the exact vehicle you want to choose. You select the vehicle and you can generate your report and export it to maybe via like Excel or CSV or PDF for data analysis. So you can do a full analysis in the case of fleet management. So it can help you make business decision. All right. So analyzing reports for decision making, fleet management, security monitoring, driver behavior. These are very important for fleet management. You have to understand this. We are going to show you on the practical session on the software how to do basic of all these things, right? Then we're going to put some reference links because we want you to be very broad in this knowledge. So we're going to be putting some referencing, international referencing, and videos on how to do all these things for different platforms and different softwares, so you can have an idea. So when the time comes or when the need be, you know how to defend or explain or interact with your customers. All right. So when we get to the live hands-on practical session, you'll be seeing different videos, different links, different YouTube videos, links on how to generate all these things based on different manufacturers, not just one manufacturers. So you can't be only relying on one particular platform. You should have an idea of different tracking device, how they work, so you can excel because the market is getting competitive. And what you make you stand out is the amount of information you have and the amount of solution that you can provide for your customer. So don't be scared. The market is already getting saturated, but with your strategy and your sales strategy and your good costing and your professionalism, you get job, you get deals. All right. So let's go to the next lesson. This is the end of this particular lesson. Thank you very much. Welcome to Module 6. In this Module 6, we'll be talking about maintenance and troubleshooting. Just the basic maintenance skills and troubleshooting. Will be very straight to the point. All right. Number one, monitor battery health. You have to check the health of your tracker battery. It's very important. Some of them usually have backup battery that can last some time. And, so in case of maybe they remove the terminal of the main car battery, the tracker can back up for some time. So if the battery is dead, you have to ensure that you know you check the health and make sure it's up and running. Because if they steal your car, they remove the battery terminal. That means you cannot reach the tracker again. So this is very important. Always inspect wiring and connection. Also, this is very cool. Once in a while, but most time you don't need to do all this if until there are serious issues. When there's no issue, that means everything is working. Everything is working and okay. All right. The monitor software updates. This can be done remotely in some trackers. It can be done remotely. So you do firmware update is very important to ensure that your device is compatible with the all the latest features that is just being released. In the tracker software. Patch. It's very important to do all these things, right? Then verify location accuracy. Periodically test the tracker's accuracy by comparing the reported location with the actual position. You can explain this. Let's assume the car is parked in front of your office. Confirm the accuracy by checking the app and see that okay, it's actually on this street. It's confirmed because these are technology. Sometimes there is a lag. So this can affect the actual accuracy. So you have to be testing and testing and ensure there's always data on that SIM. It's very important because when there's no data, you cannot track with the app. Right? You can try by dialing the phone number on that SIM card on that device on the hardware, which is the tracker. So it reply you with the coordinates. So that's the another way to check. All right. Then test emergency features. If the tracker include remote immobilization or emergency alert, test them periodically to confirm functionality. You have to test and test. Then test and returning back to normal is very important. Then some of the tracker has audio. Dial the phone number. Listen to the audio is in the car. So if you want a car tracker that has audio, once you are installing from the onset, you have to ensure that you buy the tracker that has mic, that has these features. If it does not have the features, there's nothing you can do. So you have to plan, all these things from the onset. So you won't be having back and forth with your customer. This is very important. Then also, I usually tell my customers and my friends and my clients and my students, dial the GSM number at intervals. The number on that SIM, you can dial it at intervals. You never can tell, maybe the thing is not working again, maybe it's dead, maybe the battery is out, maybe the number has been blocked, maybe the SIM card is faulty. You can't tell. Maybe the antenna to device signal is bad. You can't tell until you test. So don't wait until you have a serious issue, maybe like a theft, before you start checking the health. Some people just install for 1 year and the thing is working and they feel like it's working. Once in a while, even though it's working, test, confirm your location, dial the phone number on that SIM card to get the actual coordinate and compare the actual coordinate with what or where the car is actually parked. This information is very important. It's going to save you a lot of stress in case of theft. Right? I want you to pay attention to this part. All right. So it's going to be very straightforward and brief. So see you in the next class. Thank you. Welcome back. We'll be talking about diagnosing hardware and software issues in this class. I'll be very straight to the point. So number one issues that we can, diagnose and look out for is no power or device not connecting. No power. No power, that means the battery is dead, or probably there's no connectivity between the battery, that's the car battery, and the device due to probably cable problem, or the cable is out or something. So you have to quickly check and the battery backup can drain and get drained if it's not getting source from the main battery of the car. So you have to ensure that there is a good connection, or maybe the battery is damaged or is swollen. Sometime over time due to heat, the battery in the tracker gets swollen and get faulty. You have to probably change the tracker or change the battery if possible. And sometimes there is a weak or no GPS signal. All right, so you have to ensure that the antenna is probably placed and positioned. Then, like I used to tell people, your tracker should be facing up because the signal area, there should not be obstruction between the signal, the interface, and the sky, because it's actually trying to see the satellites to communicate. Right? Then also inspect the GPS antenna cable for any sign of damage or disconnection. This is very important because communication is very key. No communication that won't be able to locate your car. So as a professional, as I'm installing, all this has to be looked into to avoid coming back to do one or two repairs and refixing and replacing. As you're starting installation, you position all these things properly because it is more expensive to come back to fix it than you just getting it right from the first installation. All right. So in case of the connection is bad, always restart, reboot, restart the device. Some device has a command to reboot, right? And some you just have to do manual restarting to ensure that you restart and reconnect back to the network, which is GSM and the GPS. Okay. So no GSM or network signal. Confirm that the SIM card is properly inserted and activated. This is a very serious problem that people usually have. You have to understand that okay, some is this side, the other side. You make sure it's in perfectly before you leave the site. All right, and data is very important. You have to subscribe to data on the SIM card. If you don't have data, how will it be able to communicate its data and information to the software or to the to the cloud? This is very important. You have to ensure that there is always data. So we usually do data of maybe like a year, just do it all year round data for the device. At some point, maybe the data finishes, you can use this GSM number to do the tracking. Okay, all right. So also check the GSM antenna for any damage or for disconnection. This is very important. Then test the device in a different location to rule out network coverage issues. This is extremely important. All right. In case of issues, you have to try all this before you resort to, oh, device is bad, device is not working. Do all your tests. Your installer can tell you now that, oh, Oga, this thing is not working again. Oh. You have to tell him, instruct him as a boss with this information you are getting. Do this, do this, do that before you agree to do final replacement. These things hardly get issues like that. It's just probably due to installers small oversight or issues or errors that made them to go faulty. But once they can be corrected, they'll be fine. You can say another issue: tracker not uploading in the application. It's not uploaded. They're not seeing it. Probably because there's no internet. So solution, you can refresh the tracker and try logging it and logging out and logging in again, and everything will be fine. And if the case is always very serious and is not resolving, do a firmware upgrade. What is a firmware upgrade? Firmware upgrade is you upgrading the software. That is small software that runs the hardware, that control the hardware, the operation, the operating of that tracker. That software is called firmware for that device, so you can update it to the latest version. So sometimes there are bugs, there are issues. Manufacturers have solved the problem. They will now release it on the new firmware. So you need to update your firmware to the latest one so you can have that problem solved on your device. Then once in a while, when you have issues and it's too much, in fact, anything in life, even your computer or yourself, just restart. Restart. Once you do a full restart, you'll be fine. For human being, just go and sleep and wake up. Deep sleep and wake up. That's a restart. You are good. All right. Let's say delayed or missing location reports. You can verify that the server is running. That's another thing. Ensure that data transmission settings are correct. APN ports are correctly configured. Check for interference or network congestion affecting updates. Congestion sometimes can affect. Change your location. The system freezes or malfunctions. Restart. Like I said, restart. Clear cache. Clear cache of your browser, of your phone, of your system, restart. If using a web browser or web platform, try accessing it from a different browser or device. So that's the thing. All right. Okay. So these are very important, and this is the end of this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Welcome back to this class. In this class, we'll be talking about replacing faulty components of your tracking device. Now, this your tracking device is just like your phone. It can be fixed, it can be repaired, some component can be changed. For instance, GPS antenna, if the signals are too weak or always lost, or just unplug the faulty antenna and replace it, it can be replaced. Just look at the specification on that antenna, look out for the same thing or the same frequency, go to the market, take it to the market, and make sure the connector head are the same. They are going to work. All right, they just work like your phone, so don't panic. When something happen, it's not just to replace. You can change components, you can change hardwares. All right, so you have to know this part. Then also SIM card. If there's no data, you can insert a new SIM card. You can try a new SIM card. You can check whether the APN settings is correct or is wrong. Because these things are getting expensive as the day goes by, so you need to ensure that there's a way to fix or repair the device, not just any small thing, replace, change. All right. And also the wires can be replaced. The damaged wire can be replaced. That's why we usually advise, once you are installing, make sure it's properly taped. You use insulator, nice insulator, to tape all this terminals well, so it won't go and touch the ground, which is the body of the car. All right. So this is very important. Then also the power, replace the battery of the tracker in case of issues, in case it's not coming up. You replace it. before you opt in for total replacement of the device. Change the battery, connect to the car, battery terminals, the power and the ground. Make sure it's connected, it's up and running. Take the device outside, go and charge it outside, maybe in the house or your office. But the result, like last result, is just probably to replace. Once you tried all this method, all these things, and they didn't work out, you can now opt in for replacement of the device. You get that is the best way to go about these things. All right. Thank you very much. See you in the next class. This is class 6.4. We'll be talking about updates for tracking software. How to do the update. So basically, the updates can be done with a software that you can download by the manufacturers. So you run it on your Windows computer. You get the drivers for your uh, tracker device you are using. Then you get a USB cable to connect to the system, to carry out your update. So if you check the manual of your tracker, depending on the kind of tracker you're using, you see the guide there. You know, if it's difficult for you, if you're not tech savvy, you can take it to the person you bought it from if it's local, or you can bring it for us. We can help you check it to help you with the update. It's not very difficult. All right. So keeping the software updated improves performance, security, and compatibility. It's always good to update your software, just like you updating your own phone software. Once you update this phone software, you see new features, new problem that's been solved and all. Then you have to regularly check for updates by checking the site of the manufacturers. Even for software, the application you are using, you have to update it regularly. Some you have to download the update on your phone, then go and update it, go and upload it to the device using the instruction that comes with the manual. Then after you know a full update has been done, you have to restart, do a reboot of your system, and you can now start testing the functionality. Okay, so we're going to drop a video on how to do the basic firmware update. Just basic step. If you can get one or two how to update, you can get any other one. But mind you, you have to follow the manufacturer's manual based on the kind of devices you are using or the product you are deploying. They have their manual, they have their code. You have to follow the instruction to ensure that everything is properly done and you follow the instruction. And mind you, once you're updating your firmware, you must not allow your device to go off. Once it goes off like this, you can lost your device. You might not be able to function again because of that simple error you have made. So you better you be on a backup on a UPS, you know, where you can do all this thing and there will not be power outage. All right, it's very important to get this right. Okay, so no problem at all. See you in the next class. This is the end of this particular module. See you in the next class. Thank you.